The Undercover Scientist by Peter J. Bentley, narrated by Roger May, and introduced by Peter J. Bentley. This work is copyrighted 2008 by Peter J. Bentley. This recording is copyrighted 2009 by W.F. Howes Limited. And now, The Undercover Scientist.
Who is the undercover scientist? When I watch television, I can't help being puzzled. I live in a society built on science, but it's a society filled with contradictions in its attitudes. The painstaking efforts of scientists enable our technology to work, our medicines to be trusted, our criminals to be identified. We know the nature of our world, the life that surrounds us, and the universe we share, all because of the work of scientists. Yet opinions have become confused. Science is respected, trusted, and largely misunderstood. Fewer and fewer children want to study sciences, thinking that such topics are incomprehensible or boring. Even worse, many adults seem to believe that science might even be the cause of new misfortunes in their lives. If scientists hadn't developed computers, we'd never have to worry about them getting viruses. If they hadn't invented superglue, we'd never accidentally stick our fingers together. If they hadn't created the tiny MP3 player, we'd never be able to drop our entire music collection down the toilet. Perhaps, they think, without science our lives would be so much simpler and we would all be happier. Ignorant, starving, suffering from many medical conditions, living in caves, but happier. I'll try and show that this is entirely the wrong way to think about science. Blaming science for mishaps is like blaming the power of speech for all the arguments in the world. Should we abandon speech or simply learn to exploit its power? Turning your back on science is closing the door to curiosity. It means you've stopped wondering why. Science is nothing more or less than our best way of understanding the world around us. It's not a machine or technology. It's just a simple, cynical process, followed by a human being. I will believe something is true only when I have enough evidence to support that belief. If I think a new medicine works better, I've got to prove it. If I think a certain material interacts with heat in a specific way, I have to perform tests to show that it really does. Like a detective gathering evidence to prove the guilt or innocence of a suspect, scientists gather evidence to support or refute an idea. The more evidence that supports it, the more likely it is to be true. But when the evidence does not quite support the idea, that idea is modified, updated, and improved. And then the testing begins again. So if something goes wrong, if my car skids on the road or my engine is damaged by fueling with diesel instead of petrol, science is not to blame.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?